Hello people, and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Canary Capital files for first US HBAR ETF. Bullish. Okay guys, you love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. And man, could there be better timing for this than we're in the midst of a bull run? Like, if this gets accepted real quick, which, look, we have to acknowledge it's a very real possibility now because, as I've said before, forget the politics of it, whether you like it or not. Trump is in office and he's pro-crypto, right? He's pro-crypto. He wants someone who is going to help make America the crypto hub. So he's trying to do things that will obviously be positive for crypto. So the new SEC chair that comes in January, he could just get into these kind of things, see these filings for, like, you know, the XRP ETF, this HBAR ETF, and he could just be like, yeah, sign them on, approve them straight away, because they want this to go well. They want to be pro-crypto. So there's a very real possibility that this actually does get approved. Man, and if that does happen, and they manage to get it up and running during this bull run, I can only imagine that will be hugely positive for HBAR. Right, I can't see how it would be negative. It definitely wouldn't be negative. There's only a positive to this. There's only an upside. And for me, I feel like the upside will be big, because let's look at what happened with Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin wasn't due to go on a run earlier this year. I think it was in March, if I remember rightly. But the ETF got approved. And what did that lead to? It led to Bitcoin getting to a new all-time high, right? So think of what this could do for HBAR in an actual bull run. Because when that happened before, we were still, you know, we wasn't quite in the bull run at that point. So if you think about those kind of dynamics actually in a bull run, and we're already seeing that, you know, HBAR's moving, right? Imagine what this ETF could do. Absolutely incredible, guys. So look, man, I have to say, right now, things are looking real good for HBAR. And, you know, look, I don't know if this is going to get approved in time. I don't know. We'll have to see. I hope it does, obviously. But this is massive. And I have to say, like, I'll be honest with you, I'm actually quite surprised this has come so soon. I didn't think that we'd actually see a filing for a HBAR ETF this quick. I really didn't, because, you know, you've got like coins like Solana that are in the top 10 and stuff like that. I thought there'd be others before HBAR. That's just being honest. But I'm glad to see it because, one, obviously it's a huge positive for value if this does get approved. Two, it shows me the institutional demand is there for HBAR, which is obviously, you know, massive. And three, it kind of tells me that from a technology standpoint, they must think HBAR superior, right? Because as I said, like, I would have thought Solana would have been the next one to get an ETF request, to be honest with you. That's what I would have put my money on, just generally speaking. So to me, the fact that they've gone for HBAR over Solana, which is a top 10 crypto, that must tell you that they must see huge potential in HBAR. And it must mean that there's a lot of demand there for HBAR, right? Because they're not filing these just willy-nilly, right? They're going with where the demand is. They're going with where the volume is. They're going with where they think the potential value will come from, right? Because this is a business at the end of the day. They're doing these things to help drive business to their company. So to me, that really does say a lot. And this is why I tell you guys, like, don't always just look at price. Right? There's so many factors about price that can affect where a cryptocurrency gets to. For example, even just the circulating supply. If one cryptocurrency has a lower circulating supply than the other one, it doesn't matter which cryptocurrency is performing better. Like, let's say you've got two cryptocurrencies performing exactly the same, but one has a much lower circulating supply than the other. Well, it's very likely that the cryptocurrency with the lower circulating supply, that the price will be much higher. Why? Because the circulating supply is lower, so supply and demand is a lot easier to be achieved. Whereas with the cryptocurrency with the higher circulating supply, there has to be a lot more to it to achieve the supply and demand tactics, because there's a lot more tokens out there, right? And so there's factors like this that you have to take into consideration, where even though HBAR is so fundamentally strong, it may not have the same prices of other cryptos and things like that, because it's still got a higher circulating supply. Now, look, we're seeing HBAR moving right now. So the thing that I want to make clear to you guys is, in the grand scheme of things, that means nothing. It doesn't matter. So I just want to make that clear. I don't want you guys to think that I'm saying that, HBAR can't make a new all-time high or anything like that. I'm just making you understand, like, when you look at price, you've got to understand that there's more factors to it than just price that equals a good cryptocurrency and whether it's going to do well. And what I'm showing you here fundamentally is, you've seen all the videos I've done about the use cases. You've seen all the partnerships that I've shown you. You can see here now that there's a HBAR ETF being filed, even though it's not a top 10 cryptocurrency, and there's other cryptocurrencies that could have been chosen before it. So what I'm trying to show you is the demand for HBAR is strong and the institutional adoption is there. They want it, right? That's clear as day. So these are all huge things that we want to see. And the fact that we're in a bull run right now, guys, this is the kind of stuff that we're talking about. This is the kind of stuff that we want to see. Please believe that. This is great stuff. It really is. So for me personally, I'm happy to see this. I'm really happy to see this. And as I say, the timing couldn't be more perfect in the fact that we're in the midst of a bull run. I just hope that this does get approved before the bull run ends. I mean, the new SEC chair will be coming in on January. I think it's like the 20th or the 25th, if I remember rightly. And so, look, we could still very much be in the bull run at that point. Like, usually bull runs go on for a few months. So generally it might be like April, May, where it like tops off. So there could be time for this to get approved and up and running, possibly. So, but the one thing I will say with this as well, even if it gets approved, that alone can create a speculation pump, right? Because what you've got to understand is, when you're in a bull run, what happens with like the fickle investors, all it takes is positive news and people just jump in, right? Like the smallest of news can just rally the price. So if they just say, oh yeah, the HBAR ETF gets approved, that alone will create a speculation pump. People will just buy in off of that positive news. So even if the actual ETF isn't up and running, it will still get a pump out of that anyway. But it will be better if the ETF gets up and running, because that means that people who are not the regular holders of HBAR, who are not people who may be involved in crypto, can get involved in crypto. And these are the people who look at like, well, okay, I don't have to do self-custody. I don't have to learn how to, use crypto or anything like that. I just want to hold it. So let me just go to an institution, just say, okay, what cryptos have you got? And they can say, yeah, we've got, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, we've got HBAR, what do you want to get? And they might say, hey, just give me a percentage of all of them. Right? Or, which ones are good? Or HBAR's good, he's got all these partnerships, blah, blah. Okay, cool, put me in that. Like, that's the type of opportunity that we're talking about here. So, man, I'm all for this. Everything's looking great, and hopefully this is just something that's going to fuel more fire to the actual bull run for HBAR, so we get a real great pump when its time comes to shine. But it's already looking great, so I'm really excited to see where this goes. This is just another thing, another catalyst to drive that price up. Great stuff to see. Thank you very much for watching this. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And hit that bell. Take care.